Hi guys, it's Emma.
And Maggie.
And welcome back to another episode of Love You Bye.
It's the last episode, first of all, of 2023. So we're going to kind of be like recapping the year and talking about just some of our favorite parts of the year. And I don't know, talking about really everything. Our favorite parts of the year, things that we're excited for in 2024. I can't believe that it's already the end of 2023. I feel like this year went by so fast. And also, I did want to mention that this is the last episode before Love You Bye is going to go on a little break. So we're wrapping up the year, last episode, kind of talking about everything this year, our favorite parts, things that we went through, and just kind of like doing a little recap, talking about maybe some goals or like things that we're excited for in 2024. I thought for this week's episode, we could do, instead of peak in the pit of the week, Emma and I decided that it would be fun to do peak and pit of the year.
I feel like that's so huge, but we'll be able to actually, I don't know, like I feel like sometimes with peak and pit of the day, we're like, oh, I don't know what my pit is, or I don't know what my peak is, but then like if it's so big, because it's a whole entire year, there's so much we can say.
I know. I definitely know what mine are.
Same.
And I feel like, yeah, there just is so much to reflect on. I feel like when it gets to the end of the year, and I feel like throughout the year, it's easy to kind of get caught up. But when you're nearing a new year and it's like the last few days and weeks, I feel like I always reflect and I get super emotional and just like think about everything that happened throughout the year. Like it's really hard to realize like when you're going through it, you know, but when you look back, it's really crazy on how far you've come and how much happens.
And how fast like a year can just go by.
And how much can change. It's like,
I know.
Crazy. But anyway, my peak, actually, I'm going to start off with my pit for 2023. I think my pit of the year was that I struggled really bad with my skin in the beginning of the year, which it did end up turning around, and I haven't had any problems at all. I have fully clear skin and I'm so happy about it. But the beginning of the year was really hard for me. I feel like for the first like 5 or 6 months, I was just dealing with a lot of cystic acne. I mean, I've talked about it so much. I feel like people are tired of hearing about it, but I struggled with my skin so much, and especially with what we do for work, being on camera all the time, like it really did affect my YouTube videos and just like the content that I was putting out, because I wasn't feeling confident in my skin and I didn't want to ever be on camera or like record myself at all. I hated watching my videos back, and I didn't like filming TikToks. I didn't like taking photos. I just felt like I kind of wanted to hide, and that makes me really sad, because looking back on those months of the year, I look back at photos of my skin, and although I was struggling and I remember how I felt, looking back at the photos, I'm like, oh my God, it really didn't look as bad as I felt inside. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I definitely think that taking kind of like a step back and really just trying to focus on healing my skin and healing myself, I feel like I can honestly and confidently say that I feel like I found myself and like kind of got my sparkle back at the end of the year. So I'm really happy about that. And my peak this year is that we just had so much fun together. We traveled a lot, but usually like in the past when Emma and I have traveled, it has just been her and I. And I feel like we've always had so much fun traveling together, but especially this year, we went to a lot of places, like me, you, Mac, Peyton, Chase. We have like a friend group, you know?
Yeah.
Like we traveled around and did stuff with our friend group. Brooks, Dylan, Brian, Chandler, Graydon. I feel like all of us just hung out and we went to so many places together and we just had so much fun. Like I'm thinking back to just all the fun trips that we went on. Like we went to Oregon together. We went to the Cape a bunch and went to Miami. Like we did so much, and that's like the peak of my years that we got to experience that all together. It just makes me so happy, and I love having like a group of people that feel like family, you know? It just makes experiencing the world so much more fun.
I know, I agree. We had so much fun this year.
That's my peak.
That's a good one.
Of the year, all the stuff that we did and just all the fun we had together.
Okay, my pit is, this isn't really like a pit. Well, it is a pit. I have a pit, but I'm starting it off with something that's not bad. But I feel like this year was probably one of the busiest years of my life since COVID, which is insane. Like I feel like before COVID, I was just like busy all the time with work and travel and all that. And honestly, since COVID, I feel like you and I really haven't traveled a ton. Like we would go, I mean, I would go to LA. I lived in LA for a little bit, and like we'd go to Chicago, but like that's like nothing basically. I did more travel this year than I did in the last 3 years, or however long ago COVID was, 3 years. So that's not the bad part though. Like I loved traveling and all the travel that we did. It was so much fun. The one thing that I feel like I struggled with a little bit was my time management, and also like half the time that I travel, it's for mostly like Peyton's games, and a lot of that's like what I've been doing lately. So I was like struggling to find my groove of things with like content creating, but also traveling and supporting him and trying to enjoy the moment and have fun and like live life. So I feel like at first that kind of like created a stump in the road for me where I was just like not really, what's the word I'm looking for? I wasn't really like
inspired.
Yeah, I wasn't really inspired. Like I don't know, like it was just so weird. I wasn't thinking of new ideas for videos, or when I would go on trips, I wasn't like excited to record. I kind of just wanted to do, you know, and like be and not be taking out my camera. And so I think that was my biggest pit, is that I didn't really record as much on trips. But now I feel like I got back into my vibe of things, and like I used to always record my travel, and like I feel like that was a big thing on my channel, was my travel vlogs and stuff. But now I'm like excited for when I go to, like I'm about to leave for LA in a couple days, and I'm really excited to show everything that I do in LA when we're there for Peyton's games and all that. So I don't know, it takes time to kind of get into things, especially when you're like in a relationship and all that.
Yeah.
And figuring out life at the same time.
Definitely.
Like I feel like you went through the same thing when you first met Mac. When you were creating content at first, it was kind of like you were trying to find like what to show and what to talk about. You don't want to turn your channel into you in like your relationships channel. You still want it to be yours, but like you spend every second with them, you know? So finding that balance is...
Yeah, I struggled a lot in the beginning, especially because you went from just filming your life and now you are sharing your life with somebody else who also has like such a busy life. It is hard to honestly vlog everything when you're with someone new. Like at first I was like, I don't know, I just wanted to be with that person. I didn't want to just be like whipping out my camera. So I completely get that.
Yeah, that's like me too. Plus Peyton, he does have a presence in the public eye, like for sure, but it's a different form. Like the way that he's in the public eye is like because of the game he plays. Like, people don't know in-depth stuff about his life, but I feel like people know in-depth stuff about me. So it's like, I don't know, juggling, not sharing so much about like the behind the scenes for his life and stuff at first, but now we're good. Anyway, and into my peak of the year, obviously you guys could probably guess it already, is getting engaged. But it's not just that, it's getting engaged to like my person.
Are you gonna cry? Emma!
I don't want to cry, but he makes me so happy. I love him so much. But I don't want to like...
I know. You can cry. It's okay. I'm so happy for you. Honestly, Mac and I were talking about it this morning, and we were just talking about, I don't even know how it got brought into conversation, but just talking about how happy you were and how you just have really changed so much. And I feel like brings out like the best, like you guys really bring out the best in each other, you know, like you can tell how happy and in love you are. And I feel like you are just like the best version of yourself, like as a person, you know?
Yeah, I agree. That's like probably why it makes me so emotional. It's because I was never like this before, and then finally like I found the person that I just want to spend the rest of my life with.
Yeah.
And it makes me like so happy.
I know.
Like I just get so emotional.
It makes me so happy too.
So that's that. It was a good year.
It was. And there's so much more to come. But I'm honestly really excited that you are in a position now where you feel inspired to start vlogging again, especially when you travel, because you do travel a lot with Peyton.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's going to be exciting to see how your content evolves in 2024 and how you start showing the different places that you travel and what you do and all that stuff, and kind of show a behind the scenes of like what's going on. Because I feel like a lot of people are are gonna really like that.
Yeah, I agree, because my life isn't just like me and what I'm doing anymore. Like, I feel like my life used to just be me going to Pilates, like getting my coffee, like running errands, like working, doing stuff like that. But now it's like I get all my stuff done during the day, but then my other half of the life starts where I'm like supporting Peyton and doing things for his job and like going to his games and traveling for him and all that. So I feel like I'm so excited to show that. I also thought at first like no one wanted to see that, but I feel like people do.
I feel like they do, because that is such a huge part of your life. And I feel like sometimes, because I know how it can kind of be weird where you're like, well, what do I film? Because I don't want to make my content all about my relationship, but also you guys travel so much for what he does, and you're able to travel also and show what you do, which is really cool. So I feel like without it turning into just like all about your, I almost said boyfriend. All about your relationship, you can show like what you do, and you can show like what you wear and how you're doing your makeup, and just talk about like things that are going on and show different cities, you know, like trying new foods, going to restaurants. Like, I think that's going to be really cool to start expanding your content in that way.
Same. I'm excited, and it feels good going into this next year.
Yeah, I love that.
Hi guys, just taking a quick break from the show to hear from our sponsor today at Base. If you've been listening to the podcast for a while, you know that we do a ton of traveling throughout the year. Getting ready for a trip to the airport can be a huge cause for anxiety when you don't feel prepared. I get so stressed trying to make sure I have my ID, my passport, my wallet, my boarding pass, all while trying to make sure I get to my gate on time. That's why I love traveling with Base. The Base carry-on roller does such a great job fitting everything I need into one sleek, classic looking piece of luggage without feeling like it's about to burst open. And knowing that all of my important items are safely zipped away in my bag helps me actually relax while I'm waiting for the flight. Base was created by actress Shay Mitchell to make sleek and affordable bags, luggage, and accessories designed to help you travel effortlessly while still looking fashionable. Base has thought of everything you could ever want in a piece of luggage: 360-degree gliding wheels, a cushionable handle, built-in weight indicator, washable bags for your dirty clothes, and all the interior pockets you need to keep organized. Their luggage comes in multiple sizes and colors, and for shorter trips, the weekender bag is super functional and even has a place to store your shoes separately. Every piece is made to look better with miles, so you don't have to worry about it in cargo or overhead. And Base has over 30,000 5-star reviews. Whether you're packing for a quick trip or looking to breeze through the security line, Base has your personal items covered. Right now, Base is offering our listeners 15% off your first purchase by visiting basetravel.com/loveyoubuy. Go to basetravel.com/loveyoubuy for 15% off your purchase. That's BEIS travel.com/loveyoubuy.
Well, we were gonna talk a little bit about goals. I don't want to talk about my personal goals. I know you feel the same way, Emma. I'm just like weird about sharing the goals that I have for myself, like in my personal life and for work, because I like really believe in like the evil eye. And I feel like you should keep things to yourself and keep things private and kind of like work on them behind closed doors, so people don't try to come in with like negative energy and ruin it. But I do think that one of me and Emma's favorite things to do at the end of every single year is we make a Pinterest board. I just like to envision things that I want for my life and just things I want to bring in through photos. And I like to make a little vision board on my Pinterest, like a private one. And I will save all these photos. And it's so crazy to look back at the one that I made for 2023 and to see the things that came true. Like, it's so weird. I was saving the most random stuff. Like, looking back on the year, a lot of that came true. And another thing that I'm going to do is I want to go buy a new journal today and like new pens, and I want to take an Epsom salt bath and just like light candles and really get into a good vibe and like do a meditation and write down things that I want to let go of and leave behind in 2023 and things that I want to bring into my life in 2024. So I love also doing that for the year as well.
I agree. Those are some of my favorite things to do. I just bought, which you reminded me, because I was like, I need to buy new pens. I have no pens. I like always steal them from the hotels that we stay at.
Those are the best pens.
We stay at nice hotels and they're the best pens, but mine ran out of ink and I have two of them and they both ran out of ink, which is so annoying. But anyway, I gotta buy new pens. I just bought a brand new 5-minute journal.
Love.
They actually have pink ones on Revolve right now, so I'm really excited about that. That's one thing that I didn't do in 2023 was my journaling, 5-minute journal, and all that type of stuff. I feel like I was really good at that in the years prior, but then once 2023 came around, And I like feel like I don't know, it was like weird getting into new routines. Like I just didn't bring that along, and I felt like I didn't need to because I was like obviously so happy and such great things were going on. But then the last like month I was like, I really need to get back into my journaling, and even if it's just like the 5-minute journal or things like that, because it really makes me feel so grounded. And I feel like when you write that stuff down, for me, I'm a very visual person. Like for example, the Pinterest boards, like seeing that visually, it actually like manifests into my life. And when I like write things down, it tends to happen when I write it down. But if I don't write it down, it's just not in my head, you know?
Yeah.
I love doing that to start the year. It's just like getting all new journals. There's actually this company online called, I think it's Papier, Papier, I think. I don't know. And they do really good journals that you can personalize them. I got one back in the spring, and it looks like my phone case actually. Like it looks like this like ombre pink situation.
Oh, like an aura.
Yes, it looks like an aura, but I did that for like a wedding planning notebook, like where I just write down all the things that comes to mind, you know? And I just bought a brand new planner for 2024. I got it in the mail, and instantly I was like, like it just felt so good. I cannot wait to throw away my 2023 planner. I feel the energy from my planner being so full. Like the new one feels so refreshing. One thing that I did, because I always use the Day Designer planners, and that's the only planner I will use. Like it's so amazing. The old one I have is every page is a full day, and I feel like when the page is a whole entire day, I tend to overbook myself. So then that leads to me getting like super overwhelmed, and then I end up having too much on my plate, and then I get really like burnt out. So the new one I got is the smaller size, and every page has 3 days.
Oh, that's perfect.
And it gives you like 2 sides, so it gives you enough room to write down a list of what you have to do that day, but you can see your whole entire week. Because sometimes I get lost and I don't write down what I have on Friday, and then it comes to Friday and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? So I just want to go into the new year being super organized again.
I love that. And just like declutter and cleanse your space before. I think that that's so important. Like I have a huge pile behind me right here of donations that I need to drop off, and I feel like I cleaned out this whole entire closet in my office. I'm gonna go clean out my closet, my personal closet next. And I think just cleansing your energy. Also, you know, it's something so funny that I like to do at the beginning of every single year.
What?
I buy all new socks and all new underwear.
Oh, so smart.
I will throw them all away and replace them with new ones.
So smart.
Because I feel like, I don't know, it just makes me feel so much better at the beginning of a year.
I think I'm gonna do that this year too, because my sock drawer, I have socks that are like from high school. Like what?
I don't know. And then when you wear socks over and over, and obviously you wash them so much, I feel like they don't get soft anymore.
Yeah, they're like definitely not soft.
So that's another thing that I do at the beginning of the year.
Oh, I love that.
I know. I'm just excited. I feel like really good going into this year, and I'm excited to just see what this year has in store. I feel like it's going to be a busy one, and we have a lot going on, and I feel in a really good place with work and everything. My content, like I said before, I really feel like I kind of got back into my groove, and I've been loving vlogging and making like long vlogs and just not being so serious with it. I feel like for a while I was thinking too much into it. Like everything that I would say, I would think way too much about. I was like, how are people going to take this? Like, how are they going to perceive it? Also, I felt like I had to make my videos like really aesthetic and like perfect and curated and all this stuff. And I was like thinking way too much about it. And I'm like, it's not that serious. Like people want to watch my videos for me, and that's it. Like that's all that matters. I want to kind of like go back to the basics and like remember why I even started YouTube in the first place and connect with my audience again. And I just feel really good going into this year. I'm excited to share like everything that we're doing and kind of have that digital diary of it all. And another thing that I want to bring with me into the new year is, I don't know how to put this into words, but just being 100% myself. I do think it's okay to take inspiration from other people, but I feel like with the amount of content that is on social media, I feel like it's really easy to overconsume and see like what other people are doing, what other people people are wearing. And I don't know, I feel like it gets too crazy. So what I'm trying to really do is wear things that I already have in my closet and like pick a new shirt or like a pair of pants or something that I haven't worn in a really long time, or like a bag, and base my outfit around that and kind of wear what I already have and what I already own and style it different ways. You know, like I'm working on like less overconsumption, wearing the things that I have. Also, if I do feel like I want to buy something, like online shopping, I think I don't like at all, because you don't get to see the item in person and you obviously see it on the model. And I feel like brands will obviously make that item look appealing to the consumer, and then you get it in person, you're like, wait, this doesn't look like it did on the model. So I have really been trying to buy things in person. Like if I stop into a store and I'm looking around and something catches my eye and I feel drawn to it, I will buy that. And it ends up being things that I totally would never have bought if I saw it online. Remember that pink dress that I wore to the rehearsal dinner?
Yeah.
For Mac's friend's wedding, the pink one with the feathers on the bottom. Like if I saw that online, I would be like, pink with feathers? Like no. But when I saw it in person, I was like, I have to have that. Like I love that dress, and I wore it and I just felt so confident, and I got so many compliments on it, and people were like, I love that dress. And I was like, oh my God, thank you.
Like when I shop online, I feel like I don't buy things that I personally like. I don't know why. In my head, when I'm shopping online, I'm just buying like either basics or I don't even know, but I'm in person. Like, okay, for example, that acne jacket, even though like honestly, like a lot of people have it, I wouldn't have ordered it online because I probably would have been like, like I don't really like this green. But then I saw it in person, I tried it on, I loved the green. Like trying stuff on, you see it and you like the one that you picked out, the big pink one. Never seen anyone wear that other than you, and it's like so you.
I know. I like felt so called to that jacket that day.
Yeah.
I was like, we weren't even in there shopping for us. We were getting something for Peyton.
Exactly. So it's like shopping in person, you just get stuff that you're actually drawn towards, and I feel like you don't shop as much.
Yeah, and things that you actually like, not just because you saw somebody else have it on social media, which I think it's fine to be inspired, but also that's just like a goal that I have, is to, if I'm in the mood to buy something, see it in person, get to try it on, see if I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, another thing that I'm working on is with the overconsumption thing. I have like certain makeup products that I love, and I'm sticking to those products and like making sure I use them all the way before I get a new one.
Yes, I've been doing that lately.
Because I see people on TikTok do their makeup. It's always a makeup influencer, and they use so many different products, and they have like certain blush shades that they use, and I'm like, oh my God, that looks so good. But just because it looks good on them and in the video doesn't mean I need to buy it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with wearing the exact same makeup and doing the exact same makeup look every single time I do it, because I feel like in the past I have gotten to the point where I've bought so much new makeup, like hundreds and hundreds of dollars of it, and then I end up not using it. And you know how makeup expires? Mm-hmm. Like I'm really weird about like using a product if it's been open and then I didn't use it for over a year. So I feel like I've just been really trying to just like stick to what I have in my makeup bag right now, and like that's what I use. That's it.
When I was living at my own apartment, I had like a whole entire makeup vanity, and I just had a ton of makeup. It's not like I would grab for it every single day. It would expire, it would go to waste. And then I found myself just always using the same makeup products. Now I only keep my makeup bag.
Me too.
Like I just have my makeup that's in my makeup bag. I don't have any extras. It creates less clutter too.
I agree.
I hate clutter.
Me too, because a cluttered life is a cluttered mind.
Exactly.
And I was just actually talking about it this morning, about how I'm really big on, especially like right when you first walk in your house, I have a closet when you first walk in, and I love that closet to be cleaned out, and there's always shoes in it, and they need to be on the shoe rack. Like it's so easy to just throw things into the closet when you walk in, and I'm a firm believer that like you need to regularly at least like organize and clean out the front closet, because the energy gets blocked at the front door, you know, if it's like all cluttered and stuff. We have like stuff on our front steps even. Like I know Mac has like 2 pairs of shoes because he went to the beach with the dogs and they have like sand on them, which is fine. But also I'm like, I just feel like there's been stuff piling up on like my steps. I'm like, this needs to go. We need to clean this. We need to like cleanse the energy.
My biggest issue is boxes cluttering up my space. Like I feel like boxes clutter up my front door, and then they also clutter up my garage because we just get so much PR all the time. Like I just get thousands of boxes weekly, and I finally just called a garbage company to just come pick up. My garage was literally, I'm not kidding you, half full of boxes, and I just had them cleared out because we only have one recycle bin that we put out for trash day.
That's crazy that they don't pick up stuff if it's not in your recycle bin.
Right? They don't even get out of the not garage, what is it called? They don't even get out of the garbage truck.
That's crazy.
I just have an overconsumption of boxes like all the time. But I feel like when I clear them out, it makes me feel so like clear. But I normally would just not have like, I don't know, like I would just take boxes in from being on the steps and throw it onto the side. And you walk in, you just see piles of boxes. And every time someone walks in the house, they go, wow, you order a lot of stuff online. And I'm like, I swear it's nothing that I order unless it's Amazon. Like Amazon's the only thing that I order, but all the other stuff is like stuff that companies send me.
Yeah. Anyway, I feel like just some advice that I have for setting your own goals and resolutions in the new year. I feel like definitely getting a journal. Like it doesn't even have to, it could be just like a notebook, lined paper, grab a pen, sit down, and I like to just get really quiet and I like to get very present. You can do a meditation if you want. Also, if you feel more creative when you're listening to music, put on some music, light a candle, open up your windows, get some fresh air, just like get really, really specific with what you want to bring into your life. Like I think that the more specific you are, the better, because then like God knows, you know, what you want and will bring it and can bring you specifically that. So if it's that you want to be more of a morning person, I would write down exactly how you want to feel, exactly how you want your morning to look and stuff like that. Like get real specific, write down your goals and things that you want to bring in. And also I think it's important to reflect on the past year and maybe some habits that you picked up that you don't like, or just some things that you don't want to bring into the year, and write those down also. And then if you do want, you can burn it. Because I've done that before.
Yeah, I've done that before too. I do low-key though like seeing it.
Yeah.
Because then I can reflect like after that new year is over, I can look back and be like, okay, these are the things that in every year it's like normally I do all of it. But
at the beginning of 2019, I feel like I didn't have a routine and I didn't really know like what I was doing. Like I would just get up, go to school, come home, film my vlogs, and I would like go to bed super late, and I didn't have like any structure, and I really wanted that. And I remember in the beginning of 2019, I got super specific and I wrote down everything that I wanted to bring into my life and everything I wanted to release, and I still have it on my phone. Sometimes I do like to make a note of it on my phone, so I have every single year.
I do too.
On here, like some of the things that I wrote down for 2019, like it's crazy that this was 5 years ago.
What?
Like I just said I wanted to learn more and listen to more podcasts, which I totally did, and take care of myself, more meditations in the morning, eat good food, graduate college, value friendships and relationships, and make time for the people I love and care about. And I wrote places I wanted to travel, getting into a good routine, making my apartment super cozy, and just being grateful that all my dreams have become a reality and I have amazing friends and family and all that stuff. And I was just like, I feel like also another thing is to just reflect on all that you have in your life right now and to be grateful for that as well.
I agree.
That's all that I have. I'm super excited for 2024 and I'm excited for everything that this year is going to bring. Obviously your wedding, which is so exciting. Bachelorette trip, there's going to be lots of travel, and I'm excited for it all. And I do want to say thank you guys all so much to all of you guys who are listening to the podcast and who have supported the podcast this past year. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you guys and truly, truly appreciate all of your support.
I agree. I am so excited for this new year. I feel like life has just been on the up and up, and this year is gonna bring, oh my gosh, so much love and joy and excitement and family and being just together. Yeah, I'm like so excited for this new year.
And being the best versions of ourselves. And always being open to grow and learn.
Yes, always being open to grow and learn. Don't forget to be so specific when writing down resolutions, because seriously, those are crazy.
And enjoy the little things in life. But anyway, that is all we have for the last episode. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your shows. And we love you all so much and hope that you all had a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and are staying safe, and hope that you all have a great end to the year and a Happy New Year. We love you and appreciate you so much.
Love you.
Love ya. Bye.
Bye.